Hi guys, this is Adam Atrophy here again. I thought I would make this, video to get this out of the way before uh the New Year, comes. So I thought I would make this review for Not Scary Farm's 40th haunt. Now, when I just want to give a little, background before I, even start this. The last time I went to Not Scary Farm was back in 2007. and and at that time I had an okay time there at that year. I mean, I wasn't that scared. I mean, I wasn't that much into old-fashioned scares at the time. It's but it did have quite a few intense moments that year, and but still wasn't got me that all tensed up. But still, I had a little bit of fun. But with so much hype that Knott's has been giving, it caught my attention, and it worked really well on me. So it is what made me want to go this year, since it's their 40th anniversary. So why not? After all, everyone has to go sometime, as that catchphrase indicates. So yeah, so I stayed at the hotel, which was part of the Hans Dream package that I was part of, and because of that, I had a free T-shirt, breakfast, and you know the pre-scare dinner, which is totally worth it. I would definitely recommend it. Um, and yeah, and then and after that, I was able to have early access into the park before everyone else, and it was pretty cool. And I have to see the opening ceremonies with the tricksters and the green witches, which was pretty cool, awesome. And then with the monsters from Ghost Town, being rambling around, and the rope drops, and everyone started going crazy. So it was nice. That's where my journey began through Hot Scary Farm. So now it's on to my review. I'm gonna be starting with the new mazes first before getting on to the returning mazes. The first one is gonna be Trick or Treat. Now, before I get onto this, I am a fan of haunts that capture the elusive magic of Halloween itself, because don't get me wrong, I do like all these different haunts out there with all these different themes. Whether standard things would be would be like cannibal hillbillies, or aliens, or um I don't know, like clowns, or whatever. But with all these potential themes, the spirit of Halloween itself can sometimes be lost in those maze full of in a maze full of cannibal butchers and killer clowns. And because of Trick or Treat, I had high anticipation for that, because again, my love for traditional Halloween, and that sort of thing. And it was cool that they allowed you to go trick or treating. I love that kind of aspect. And once I went inside, it was really cool. It really had like a really spooky, haunted mansion feel to it, which had like really cool effects with the book, pages, flipping, and then the part of the Ouija board was just moving around, and books start floating around, and it really had a nice vintage Halloween feel to it, which was something I loved. Again, and seeing this stuff that I didn't even expect, which is the raven, or was it a crow or something? I don't know what it was, but it was like lounged up at me, and then I remember a ghost, guy, and it was a sheet ghost, and actually scared me. Go boo! I was like holy crap! I mean, I never thought it's amusing, because I never thought a guy in a sheet would actually scare me. So that was really cool. And in the end, with the party scene, it really felt like a theatrical type of thing, which makes Trick or Treat apart from all the other um, houses in, at Knott's Scary Farm. So it was cool. I loved it. Love vintage Halloween, and that's, I don't know, it was cool. It was one of my favorites. Now the next one will be Pinocchio Unstrung. Now I really love the concept when it was first announced, and especially the storyline and everything. I was like, this should be pretty cool. Um, and this one happens to be my personal favorite because of course it's my child. It's kind of Pinocchio is part of my childhood, and and watching him making a U-turn and stabbing me in the back, it was cool. It almost, when I went through it, it almost felt like you're actually in a bloody, twisted after-hours version of the Pinocchio ride at Disneyland, which was pretty ironic because how the Disneyland is just a few miles away from Knott's. So yeah, it was really cool, and especially like how Pinocchio looked. He looked pretty freaky, especially like wearing on the skin, and I don't know, kind of, for some reason, kind of reminds me of like Ed Gein or some sort, you know. But I don't. But just like in Mother Noose's Scary Tales or whatever, it makes you jump into like a twisted book of a fairy tale, but a darker side of it. And it was cool seeing all the recognizable things from the story and everything. And I believe that this maze is definitely going to be an instant haunt classic in Knott's hands. And that's how much I liked about that maze. And kudos to Daniel Miller for creating this haunted house. Good job, man. Oh yeah, and same thing goes with Trick or Treats. Much kudos to Brooke Walters for creating this maze. I really loved it. Good job, guys. Thank you for having me terrified, screaming through those houses. So yeah, the next one has to be Dominion of the Dead. Now, Dominion of the Dead was was, when I went through it, it was really cool that they actually would bring back a haunted house, but it was of course it was revamped, and it was I really love like they bring back vampires. I mean, I like vampires, not those recent ones, but the bloody, menacing kind of ones. And so now about anyways, about the house. It was really beautifully done. I mean, I love the artwork, and I just loved how it was all black and white, and I was surprised, and I like some of the scares in there, which some of them were disguised as furniture, disguised as furniture. I never thought I would see that. I didn't see this before. That was definitely different from what I see in other haunts. And I loved it, especially with the statues and everything. And I love the whole sceneries and the that sort of thing. It was just beautifully done. Enough said. Much kudos to Catherine White for the design and everything. So good job. And then speaking of that, I would like to work in the Dominion after I went through it, because I can draw, I can play music, I play guitar. Yeah, probably give me a position. The only thing now is I have to go through is having fangs and drinking human blood. That's how much. I mean, that's how much I loved Dominion of the Dead. So yeah, the next maze has to be Evil Dead, which I'll be getting to that in the next video.